You were a teenager when you had your first paranormal experience.
Yes, I was.
What happened?
I was out camping and I went outside the tent, middle of the night, and I saw a lady floating down the fields in a white flowing dress. That scared me, obviously.
And she was quite a well-known ghost at the time.
Yeah, I found out later on, a few years later, she's a well-known spirit of the village.
Right, wow.
Did she have a name?
No, but I've not found that out, but she committed suicide after she was jilted at the altar.
Okay.
And as far as your collection is concerned, when did you start collecting? What was the first thing you collected?
I started collecting about a year ago. The first thing I had was the World War II gas mask at the back. I get most of my items from an antique centre near Stratford-upon-Avon, and Phil, the owner, he looks for items for me. He knows what I'm
the thing is, if you look at that, that's interesting for a collection. That is it's a piece of history.
Yeah.
But who's to say it's haunted? Does your antiques man say, "Oh, I tell you what, you want to have this because it scared the life out of us last night"?
No, what we do, I believe we've all got spirit guides, and they're guiding us. Now my spirit guide, it happens to be my grandma. She's guiding me to items so we can go to an antique centre or even a car boot sale, and voices in my head say, go to that stall, there's something of interest.
OK, well, you brought some things of interest with you today. We've got the rocking chair next to you. So this is a haunted rocking chair, you believe?
This is a haunted rocking chair by an old lady. It's Victorian. She passed through Alzheimer's or some disease like that.
In Victorian times?
Yes. She's still with her chair. She's confused as to why the chair's not in her home.
So is it haunted to sit on, or...?
It's OK to sit on. It does rock on its own. We have seen it rock on its own.
So do any of these items that you've had have effects on people that go near them, or are if they were walking past them?
Yeah. The wheelchair has effects on people, which I'm hoping you'll sit on in a bit, Philip.
So this wheelchair, this is haunted by ghosts of hundreds of wounded servicemen. So where did you find this?
That's from the antique centre.
Right, OK. And what's its history? What's its story?
It's from a rehabilitation hospital during the war. So obviously possibly hundreds of soldiers with different illnesses. I sat in it and it felt like my left leg had been amputated.
Oh, really?
Different people...
Oh, you're going to go for it then, are you?
Well, no, I'm not scared of any of this stuff. But, I mean, I sort of happily sit in this, very mindful of the respect and history of the chair.
Yeah.
But...
How do you feel?
I feel like...
No, don't be ridiculous. Don't be annoying.
Perfectly normal.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
No twinges in your leg?
I have no twinges. I have absolutely nothing going on here whatsoever. Nothing.
Don't even joke. It's not funny.
But so people do feel an effect, do they?
Yeah, it does take time.
How long?
Depends on
That's
the
because
person.
their legs have gone numb sitting in an uncomfortable chair.
We did. A lady came to the centre last weekend and she had a thermal camera, and her son sat in it, and the whole of his body was red, apart from his legs, which were blue.
Really?
Oh, really?
Fascinating.
And this is this the doll?
That is a voodoo doll. That does make people feel ill. It was in 3 team members' house, and they all became ill. And I took
over what period of time?
Over days.
Really?
I took it into work, left it at the back of my office without work knowing, which they probably will do now. And 3 guys were off sick that week. That's why it's the only item that's containing glass.
And does the glass stop that coming out then?
Yeah, it's also surrounded by Himalayan salt, so that sort of contains the spirit in there.
How much if you look at these items, they're all sort of Victorian, World War II. What's the age of this?
That's a Victorian doctor's bag.
It always strikes me as being amazing that it's like Victorian and it's old stuff that's haunted. I mean, how come in your collection you haven't got a toaster from someone who got electrocuted by it? I mean, are modern things haunted?
Modern things could, yeah.
You never see a modern ghost?
No, no.
Why don't you see modern ghosts?
You do sometimes. I think if you go to a haunted location, if it's a modern house and someone died there in modern times, it would be a modern ghost.
Yeah, but it's a modern house that was built... Oh, it was a Victorian graveyard.
Yeah.
It always seems to go back.
It always seems to be going back, yeah.
There's no sort of spooky person coming
through.
through.
We've had a lad who passed in the 60s and 70s coming through before, so it's not always...
How long do you reckon it takes?
It takes time for them to be adjusted.
What?
Well, from the moment of your passing to your ability to become a ghost.
Yeah, it takes time for them to adjust.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's why it's not a person who died yesterday, because they've got to adjust and perhaps learn how to...
You,
we had a setup last night in the studio, didn't we?
We did. Oh yeah.
And we recorded all night. This is this studio. This is at 3 o'clock in the morning, 20 to 4 actually. Amazingly, at 3:41, it all went black. No one was in here.
And it never came back?
And it never came back.
So why would that happen then?
That's really interesting, because I actually asked the spirits to affect something.
Did you?
Yes. When I brought my stuff in yesterday, I asked the spirits to affect something. I was hoping it would be live on air, but...
Yeah.
But, well,
obviously
I'm glad it's not.
It appears something happened last night.
We got the security guy that walks around the building. He promised us he didn't turn the lights off at 3:41. Where is your exhibition?
It's in Hinckley in Leicestershire.
And you welcome everybody, anyone that's got a natural interest. There's also sceptics. If they come in and they want to ask questions, they want to go, what a load of rubbish, welcome them too.
Yeah, everyone's welcome. They can come and hold the items. They can come and sit in the chairs. So everyone's welcome.